Hey everybody, it's Megan, also known as Reading with Hot Chocolate, and I am here today to review The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I know, not a romance, it's a thriller, but I have a lot of opinions, so stick around and see what they are. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you never miss another video. All right, it has been a minute since I had a book that was not a romance. And let me tell you, this book was a disappointment. I read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, and I gave it 2.5 hot chocolates. Yes, that is the lowest rating I have given a book this year. And as a reminder, I rate in hot chocolates, not in stars. So 2.5 hot chocolates. This book left a lot to be desired. I did not love it. I also had a bone to pick with the cover. The cover is not correct. the Let's just start there, shall we? Let's start with the cover and then work our way into what else I did not like about this book. I know I don't do negative reviews very often, but this one's happening. The cover. Let's see where we go wrong right off the bat. All right. Our character, Lo, thinks she sees someone get thrown or fall from a veranda on a boat because they're on like a small yacht, small cruise ship. And she's like convinced that she saw them go overboard. Here's the problem. This is a porthole window. If you've ever been on a cruise and pay for an ocean view, this is what you get, right? Because you don't have a veranda, you don't have a balcony. This is a porthole. Our main event in this book has to do with falling off a veranda. Veranda rooms do not have porthole windows. So there's problem one. I should have just stopped while I was ahead because I didn't like the cover. But here we are. So Lo, our main character, is on this trip for work. And in true thriller, we don't want to believe the woman fashion, they make her kind of the villain. She's drunk, she's on meds, she's just not a reliable character. And so all the people on the ship are like, it's okay, sweetheart, you're just crazy. And she's like, I'm not. Like, I was in my right mind. I know what was happening. And she thinks that she sees and hears someone go overboard. And so she immediately reports it to security, and security says, cabin 10's empty. There's no one in that room. There can't be anyone that went overboard because there's no one in that room. And she's like, here, well, I saw it, and I heard it, and I know what I saw. And so the rest of the book is her trying to figure out who this woman is, why they're not registered. Were they a stowaway? Are they somebody that people just don't want to know, for them to know that they were even on the boat? Like, it's a whole process. I think this book would have benefited from multiple POVs to be able to kind of see everything going on from multiple perspectives. But it was in Lo's perspective, and so it was kind of limited. It also felt rushed and kind of unrealistic. I like thrillers that are realistic and that I can kind of follow and be like, yeah, okay, I can see this happening. And this was not it. I also made a grave error in not realizing that Ruth Ware was not the author of Girl on the Train, because I loved Girl on the Train. And I think in my head they were similar titles, so I assumed they were the same author. And they are not. I've had Woman in Cabin 10 on my shelf just waiting to be read since I read Girl on the Train, because I was like, oh yeah, this will be great. And not realizing it was different authors. So that's partially my bad. But I just did not love this story. I thought it left a lot to be desired. It just didn't do what I wanted it to do. It was a great premise. Like, the idea of you're out to sea, you think you see somebody go overboard, but everyone else is not believing you, and you're like fighting to be believed. And it should be a great premise. It just didn't get there for me. And the ending felt kind of rushed. I did give it 2.5 hot chocolates just because the premise was there. And other people might really love this book. And if you love this book, I'm sorry that I'm trashing a book you love. I just believe in giving honest reviews. And that is what I am doing according to how I read the book. It does give you closure. You find out like how things happened and who people were and why the things were happening. It just didn't hit for me, I guess. So I gave it, like I said, 2.5 hot chocolates. I don't even know how to like give you more detail without giving spoilers, but basically it's Lo trying to prove that she is correct, and she gets told over and over again by mysterious messages to like stop digging, stop trying to figure this out. And it's suspenseful, but it wasn't, I don't know. You all read books that you just don't love, right? And this is that for me. So I probably won't read another Ruth Ware unless somebody convinces me that it's like 100 times better than The Woman in Cabin 10. I don't know. We'll see. You do meet a lot of people on the boat, and you learn a little bit about how a couple of them she knows from past. And then you do get some closure at the end of, where people ended up. So that was good. Sort of. You sort of get closure. Uh, but overall, not my favorite read. Lowest rating of the year so far. So there you have it. Hey, you're not done yet. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you can catch all of my videos. Have a good day.